So supracromial shoulder impingement is there's a tendon that runs across the top of the scapula there that's called the supraspinatus tendon. It's part of the rotator cuff group. So that runs through there, through the AC joint, and then attaches on the deltoid here. So basically this client was a gym goer, I would say probably early 40s, and was having pain trying to press above the head like that. So on the left shoulder, that's what the problem was. Pressing was giving her pain, and it was also starting to affect her then in terms of her sleep. Whereas on the other side, then this could work pretty well in the gym. So basically, no matter what joint comes into me, then I'll just literally test all the muscles in that area. So if it's an ankle problem, I'll test the muscles. If it's a knee problem, I'll just test all the muscles that kind of run into that joint. That's just a great place to start to figure out where all the weaknesses are. So with the shoulder joint, there's probably about 20 muscles. So I'll test the 4 rotator cuff muscles. I'll test the 3 deltoid muscles. I'll test the long head of the tricep. I'll test the 2 bicep muscles that attach to the shoulder. I'll test the 3 pecs. I'll test the 3 trapezius muscles that attach to the scapula, rhomboid, levator scap, serratus anterior, lat, teres major. So that's probably the bulk of them. So I'll test all those. Whatever muscles that don't test well, I'll just write them on the board. So usually people have 4 or 5 muscles weak, sometimes a lot more. I'll just write them up and I'll go, right, this is my job now to kind of get these muscles tested right. So in my job, basically what I'm trying to do is find where the weaknesses are and try and get those working better. Everybody who lies on the bed, generally they'll have different muscles that are weak than others. So basically then, whatever ones don't test that well, I'll write them on the board. And if you have a weak muscle in the body, then you will generally have one that is compensating. So it's just about trying to find those muscle pairs. So let's say, for example, someone has let's say, for example, for this client, her main problem was that the supraspinatus tendon was tightening up too much. And the reason why it was tightening up so much was because there was weakness in other muscles in the shoulder. She had a weakness in her medial deltoid. She had a weakness in her front deltoid. And she also had a weakness in the lat. So basically my job was to release tension out on the supraspinatus muscle and then teach the body or teach the nervous system how to start firing to those other muscles better. Whenever I say firing to those muscles better, it's not that the lat and the medial bicep and the medial delt and the front delt aren't doing nothing. They are still engaging and they are still contracting, but it is not optimal. So when it's not optimal, then their body will just pick somewhere else to compensate. And for her, the main compensation was up on the supraspinatus tendon. So she also then had a few other weaknesses at the shoulder, so I just kind of sorted those out too. Basically that's what I'll do if I'm treating a problem. I'll just kind of correct some of the other issues that are weak around the shoulder, even though I don't think that they're directly related. It just provides more stability area and also just provides a better job for a client in terms of getting those muscles working better and giving a more stability when it comes to training, because and especially when it comes to training, you kind of need all those muscles to kind of work on optimally. So in between the 3 sessions then, I'll give out some rehab, so I'll be getting them to release out. I was getting her to release out the supraspinatus tendon, and then a few exercises, so I'm firing up the mid delt, firing up the front delt, and trying to get the lat contracting better. And basically I'll just give them a light exercise on that. If a muscle is already testing weak or not firing well, it's wrong to overburden it with big weights. So just a simple resistance band. Sometimes I just put a bottle of water, follow it up, and that will kind of work perfect. And I'll just video that rehab before they leave, so they know exactly where they're trying to release. They know exactly which muscle they're trying to activate afterwards. So when they go home and just follow that plan. So each time that it comes back in, then I'll just test it up. So I'll test front delt, I'll test side delt, medial delt, and I'll just test the lat. If those muscles were starting to work better, and we were starting to see a difference in the gym. So then it's just a matter of correcting some of the other muscles that are around the shoulder. And then literally she was pain-free and training happily then after the 3rd session. So just to recap on that, whenever it comes to any type of pain or any type of issue at any joint, I'll just test the muscles around that joint. And basically what you're looking for is where the weak muscles are. So if there's weak muscles, then there's other ones that are compensating. Usually the ones that are compensating are the ones that are are sore. So it's basically about releasing down the compensators and then getting the other muscles working better. And once you're pretty good at the testing, no matter what joint you're in, you're basically just scanning, finding weaknesses, finding muscles that are compensating, getting those working better, getting them rehabbed well. And once you have better stability at that joint, no matter where it is, in this case it was the shoulder joint, then usually the pain then drifts away because there's far better functional mechanics at the shoulder. So